Hey, Jonathan here with Perception, coming at you with our year of fundraising e-course. We are in September part two. We've been making a lesson every 2 weeks with 10, 14, maybe 20 ideas for fundraising, with the idea of at the end of 12 months, you'll have 365 ideas. And obviously, you're not meant to do all of them. You're meant to pick and choose, help you be creative, be inspired. Right now, we are in the beginning of the year-end giving season. And we really want you to have a solid plan, have some good ideas. Look back at past things that you've done past years. 40% of all annual giving happens in the fourth quarter. So we really want you to be prepared for that. Before we get into the ideas, actually, I want to look at our actual year in giving course. Year in giving course is pretty simple. There's just a little bit to read in each section, and then each section has downloads. First set of downloads is fundraising plan timeline, year end checklist, social media posts, goal charts, and then again, there's more to read and then some more downloads. There's a get involved card, which is a really cool printed material we've designed where, oh, I think I can just download and open it up. There we go. Yes. All right. Has 3 ways for people to get involved. There's a QR code that goes to the giving page. And then on the back side, there's general business card information. We typically print this out twice the size of a business card. So it's not as big as a postcard, but it's just good to have something still these days to leave with somebody. There's infographics, just something real colorful with lots of numbers. This is for one of our ministry partners here in Kansas City. Um, just the past year example, real example of what they did. Pledge cards, people know what those are, and just a Christmas card. It's a big deal just to say thank you, to remind people what you're doing, show a picture of the team. All right, so let's get into September part two, the fundraising ideas. So this is a big thing in having realistic goals, setting goals, thinking about what you're going to be able to accomplish this year is looking back at past fourth quarters. Look back at the year before and maybe the year before that at what you did in October, November, and December. You'll see trends. You'll see specific donors that give at certain times of the year. And that's a good opportunity to apply some of these other ideas to it. Maybe sending a handwritten thank you in September, setting up a lunch. I think we have an idea on here. Let's see, where is it? Yes, set a goal for how many one-on-one meetings you can have in a month. Start scheduling them. Often for myself, it's best to think of this as a weekly goal. If you think of it as a month, people have way too big of a number. But how many people, like, you already have the work of your organization to do, you have your family to do, you need to rest, you need to sleep. How many people can you meet with each week? It might be one, two, maybe three tops. And so how many can you do in a month? 4 to 8. And so look at, from the data you're pulling of past givers in the fourth quarter, send people thank yous, set up meetings with them, just start making those things happen. Review what you need printed. I showed you several examples. We have Christmas card idea, the impact report. This is called an infographic in our online giving setup. And then the get involved card. Like, what of these types of things do you need? You'll notice, like, we use colors. We don't use many words. We're not a big fan of the trifolds these days. We're not a big fan of multiple pages of information, and that's just because nobody reads anymore. People want to see pictures. They want to hear stories, and so less is more. We also want people to ask questions. We want people to want more information, so we don't need to give them everything ever, big word dump on them. I think network, find new connections, talk to your current supporters, talk to some local businesses. I think if you're thinking about corporate sponsorship or trying to get businesses to give to your organization, a great place to start is places that you visit already yourself. The places you and your family frequent are the places that you should start. Give your website and social media refresh and update. Just spruce it up a bit. I think every website probably has anywhere from 5 to 30 pages that they could just delete. Again, people don't read, they're not looking at it. Clean things up a bit. Are you having a big fundraiser event in the fourth quarter, number 308? These are numbered back from when we first started this. We started this back, I think, in with part two of November of 2023. So we're getting close to the end. I'm excited to wrap this up. But anyways, are you having a big fundraiser event in the fourth quarter? How does this fit into your year-end plan? Here's why that's important. So many organizations have fundraisers in October and early November. And so let's say somebody comes to your event for the very first time. They've never given before. They don't know anything about you. And they give a gift, any size gift. Maybe they give $25 a month or they write a check for $1,000. When you mail out a year-end giving letter to your whole support base, send it to those people, but don't ask them for money. Have it just be a different version where just a sentence or paragraph is different, where you're just updating them on what happened through the year. You maybe even handwrite an additional little message on there thanking them for their gift last month or at the event this fall or something like that. And so you need to really, when you're having a fundraising plan for the fourth quarter, you need to work your event into that plan. That is the big point there, including your board members. I feel like a lot of board members want to be involved. That's why they're on your board. Obviously, it's a total obvious statement. But we, as the leaders of nonprofits, aren't getting them involved. We're not giving them things to do. So be creative. Maybe go over your actual year-end planning with your board members and try to connect them based on their skill sets. Maybe you're not good at looking at or even running reports and comparing past years giving. Maybe that's something a board member can do for you, and then you sit down and read about it. Maybe you look over these ideas and the year in giving course ideas as well. I really like the last one on here, having lunch or coffee with another nonprofit leader and encourage them. This doesn't have to be something about there doesn't have to be expectations there. It doesn't have to be about what you're going to do for them or they're going to do for you or trying to network. This can just be a time to encourage one another. I think when we leave those meetings and we've heard their story and heard the impact that they're having in the community and we've encouraged them and they've encouraged us, we're inspired to continue on down the path. And so that's really the point of that list. Oh, one more just jumped off the page, just connecting with local churches. Churches and grants. Those are hard to get in the door on because it's all relational. They're giving to things that they know people who are serving and leading the organizations. And so just an idea for the fourth quarter is dropping by a church that maybe you have a friend at or a supporter at, or you have a slight introduction to, and bringing them some apple cider donuts or some pumpkin spice, whatever, coffee or donuts. There's pumpkin spice everything these days. So making an introduction and not having it be an ask, but just blessing them. I think that's it. Again, you can click here at the bottom to take our year in giving planning tool. Oh, one last piece I didn't show you in that is the submit a plan, which just goes to our Google form, and I'll just show that to you real quick. And so you can check box off the things you've already done, like you've reviewed and analyzed your 2023 year in giving, but then you can put in your actions for the month. And then what are you going to do in October? And if there's other things that you're going to do that aren't on this list, then you can put them in there. And then what are you going to do in November? And if there's things that aren't on this list, you can put them in there. And so you submit that to us. We'll reach out to you. We'll set up a one-on-one and review it with you and maybe make a few suggestions, a few pivots, and also figure out how we can help you. So reach out and we'll see where that goes. Thanks for joining. Bye.